Hi friends, this is FirearmPop, and I have another in my series of armed citizen stories for you today. Now it's coming right out of, as usual, this one is out of First Freedom Magazine, which is the NRA publication, and they are called, this month on page 26, Armed Citizen Stories. Okay, so one of the interesting things right up here, as you can see in big bold print, and I guess it's in one of the stories. I haven't even read them all yet, so I'm going to be hearing these for the first time with you. But it says here in big bold print, after the incident, the woman said her firearm saved her life and that she had a strong message to all women. If you don't have a gun or you're scared of guns, get familiar with them and get a gun. Which is interesting. Now we'll see what story that fits into, because they usually do. It's just a highlight from the story. Anyway, after locking up, a female employee of Cakes and Connections for You was leaving the business through a back door when she realized she was cornered by two strange men. One man struck her in the jaw while the other ripped off her necklace and earrings. When the men then attempted to sexually assault the woman, she produced a concealed .32 caliber firearm from her waistband and fired. Both men immediately dropped the stolen jewelry and ran. It was last reported that the assailants were still at large. After the incident, the woman said her firearm saved her life and that she had a strong message to all women. If you don't have a gun or you're scared of guns, get familiar with them and get a gun. And that happened in Landrum, South Carolina. A pharmacist, John Agaman, I guess I can't pronounce the name, was working alone around 2 p.m. at Jolin's Pharmacy when an armed man entered and demanded painkillers. John distracted the robber by telling him there was someone entering the store. When the suspect turned around, John dashed to the store's back room where he kept his gun. According to police, multiple shots were fired and the suspect was able to get away on a mountain bike. It is unknown whether or not the suspect was wounded. There were no other reported injuries, and that happened in the Winslow Township, New Jersey. Now, that is not a gun-friendly state. New Jersey, very difficult to get a gun. And this article makes no mention of if he was licensed or not, or if it was a legal or illegal gun. Anyway, maybe he was one of those. I think they do give a premises license. If you're from New Jersey, you can put it down in the comment section. Comment down below. That would be helpful to everybody who looks at this. Anyway, Scott Stice was in his bedroom when he heard a loud crash coming from the first floor of his home. He grabbed his .45 caliber pistol and crept downstairs to investigate. He spotted the silhouette of a man, but did not fire because he had teenage sons in the house and was not 100% sure of his target. He called out only to discover the man was an intruder who had broken through the glass of the back door. Sight held a 20-year-old intruder at gunpoint until police arrived. Everyone involved was reportedly unharmed, and that happened in Milan, Ohio. Just before 2 a.m., a 25-year-old man shot another man in the head at Bonnie's Food and Spirits after he was asked to leave. He then fatally shot another customer outside the pub. When he pointed his pistol at Mark, however, Mark produced his own handgun and fired multiple rounds, leaving the assailant in critical condition. The suspect will be charged with criminal homicide and attempted homicide upon his release from the hospital. And that happened in Plymouth, Pennsylvania, not Massachusetts. Two armed men stormed into a Dollar General store one evening and attempted to rob it. While the men held the store manager at gunpoint, a 57-year-old man carrying a concealed .45 caliber handgun who had been shopping at the store at the time of the robbery took action. The customer did not hesitate to draw his gun and fire at the suspects. One of the men robbing the store suffered fatal wounds to the head, chest, and shoulder. The second suspect fled. but was later caught and charged with robbery and felony murder. There were reportedly no other injuries, and that happened in Jacksonville, Florida. Brianne Rodriguez heard a knock at her door just before 9 a.m., but ignored it. A few minutes later, Rodriguez heard loud noises coming from her bedroom. When she went to investigate, she discovered a man wearing a ski mask in her home. That's got to be scary, folks. The confrontation led to a struggle, and Rodriguez was pushed to the floor and kicked in the face and ribs. The masked man then grabbed her screaming 2-year-old daughter and bolted for the door. Rodriguez quickly retrieved her shotgun she kept in her bedroom and followed. Upon seeing the gun, the man dropped the child and fled. He escaped with Rodriguez's purse and some jewelry, but Rodriguez and her daughter sustained no serious injuries. And that was in Fresno County, California. When the ex-husband of a woman living in Windmill Cove Apartments and was not granted access to his ex-wife's home by employees of the apartment complex, he warned that he would kick in the door. His ex-wife, a 35-year-old male friend, were outside and heard the yelling and someone violently kicking the door. When the door gave way, the man came inside and the friend fired several rounds from his handgun. The man suffered multiple gunshot wounds and proved fatal. That happened in Sandy, Utah. Anyway, great stories. Some lessons there. Yes, if you're, I can't believe if you're a woman and you're not carrying a gun. It's funny if I give my I'm having a giveaway, my 3,000 sub and 1 million view giveaway, and I talk about the thing I ask people to comment on is whether they carry a gun when they're at home, or how do they protect their homes. I know if to a lot of people that is a sensitive subject, but it is interesting, and it's interesting to hear the responses of how many people do carry a gun at home at all times. And just so you're sure, I always do as well, right there. So even though I'm home, we're locked in, you never know when a home invasion is going to happen and you find yourself in a situation. So, I hope you enjoyed these stories. This is Firearm Pop. I want you to be safe out there, and God bless. You have a great day. Bye now.